Hello, you wonderful people. You might wonder what I'm painting on today and what I'm painting with. I can reassure you that it's still watercolor, but it's on a canvas this time. We were shopping for some, stuff the other week, and I've seen canvases and other art supplies in this hardware shop. Where you usually buy stuff to build with. And I've seen the canvases and I just had to get one of them. And I've also seen this wonderful lemon while shopping for groceries, fruits and veggies. And I've had to get that lemon, and I thought I'd combine them those two to create a painting of a lemon on a canvas. It's the first time for me to paint on a canvas using watercolors, and as you have seen, I have primed it with Watercolor Ground by Daniel Smith before I started painting on the canvas. The Watercolor Ground created a nice texture as well as did the canvas too, and it was very interesting for me to see how both reacted. I was curious if the watercolors would bleed through, how they would layer, how the colors would dry, and how they would perform. I can tell that the colors spread more on the watercolor ground and on the canvas, that it was a little bit more difficult to paint details, also because of the texture, but it gave the painting a certain look that I really liked and still like. It was the paint did re-wet very easily and spread differently. Also, the colors dried a little bit duller than they were mixed or would appeared on the palette. So this is something you have to keep in mind. As you can see, I did hold the lemon in my hand while painting it, and you don't see it in the video, but it took me a whole week to finish this piece because I painted after work and did like one max 2 layers per day. And I had to let the layers dry properly before I started to paint on the areas next to the painted ones or to the wet ones, because of all the spreading. You can see it in the leaf and the lemon. That's the color that bleed a lot, indeed. The lemon didn't make it through the week without any harm. And in the end, a second leaf broke up, and I used them separately to paint and finish the piece. But it's fun, and I haven't eaten the lemon yet. I might do some kind of lemonade from that because it's just so pretty. When I bought it, the lady in the shop was very hesitant to sell me this because it was still a little bit green, and she wanted to sell me a ripe one, but I wanted this one because I liked the colors and how the leaves were arranged. When I finished the piece, I found out that lemons have thorns, and I injured myself a little with the thorns on the lemons. Well, there's something you learn every day, right? So while painting this, I was mixing colors to try and create them as realistic as possible, but I wanted a neutral background, so I used some I think it's Neutral Tint by Schmincke with a little bit of a pinkish, of a quin magenta actually, and indigo to create this background. I wanted a purpley background just to give a little contrast to the lemon, and I used a purple mix for shading in the end. What I used for the leaves, I'm not sure. I think it's DS Daniel Smith Sap Green, but also undersea green is in some areas combined with some sepia and indigo, and either Queen Gold or Transparent Yellow by Schmincke. These were the colors I used for the piece. So it probably was a mix of that. In the very end, I also used some white gouache to bring back the highlights, and the mix of the paints gray and white gouache to create the holes that you probably can see in one of the leaves. This is how the lemon was sold. It's not what I created, but I thought they were so nice and such a beautiful characteristic that I wanted to keep them in the finished piece too. So, will I paint on canvases again? That might be. I'm not entirely sure. I'm a little out of concept now. There was just a huge spider behind the display, the monitor, and I don't know where it went. And now I'm a little scared that it will suddenly jump on me or something. Well, I just don't know where it went. With huge, I mean European huge. It's not like US. It's half the size of a human huge. It's like, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 centimeters big, which is enough to make me nervous. So, well, that was surprising because usually we don't have spiders here in this apartment. So I've used some white gouache in the end, and to bring back the highlights, and well, just tried to paint this lemon as realistic as possible as on the canvas. It was the first time to paint using watercolors on the canvas for me, and I know that some do it daily, but it was an experiment and I actually liked it. I have thought about buying more canvases to see how they work. What I can tell you about the qualities or the quality of the canvas, as you have seen, it's by Winsor&Newton. It's the Cotman canvas. It was okay, I guess. It wasn't very stretched, so I had to use these little wooden thingies to stretch it further, and it was nice and firm like a drum after, and it was much nicer to paint on that. Yeah, I think the colors look so different on the canvas, but I really like the texture they create. Also I think it was partly because of the watercolor ground being applied, and it makes just some streaks which were more prominent after the drying session or the drying time, and you will see in the end how it looks indeed. What I further will do with this piece, I'm not sure. I have covered it in 3 layers of spray fixative. I don't have it recorded, but I thought it might be necessary to prevent the canvas from being, from the paint. But I thought it would be necessary to preserve the painting on the canvas, because as you know, watercolors can be easily dissolved by water, and imagine if you sell this and someone just wipes it with a damp cloth, so the painting is gone then. I thought some spray fixative would help with this issue, but still it's I don't feel like it's like watercolors on canvas is very durable, but of course I may be wrong with that. Yeah. I would be interested if you have any experiences with painting on other surfaces than paper, because I'm very curious about that. And as you know, I have tried wood already, and I've seen some painting on glass, which is very exciting too. I might try that, but I'm not sure what to do with watercolor on glass, to be honest. So gouache on glass would probably look better though. As you've heard, I've had a spider in the room, so here are some outtakes for you. Enjoy. Ooh. Ooh. Uiuiuiui. Hier war eine super Riesenspinne. Springt sie mich an und tötet mich? So eine große.
Was? Wieso hast du es denn tot gemacht?
Weil ich gesagt habe, Ich lasse das im Video. Das ist einfach zu schräg. Before I'm ending this video, I wanted to say hi and welcome to everyone who's new on this channel. I hope you enjoyed the content, and I just wanted to tell you that there's a watercolor database which can be a resource for you with swatches of watercolors, lightfastness tests, and the properties of the colors as well as the pigments that you can check out. It's free and, well, enjoy. I hope it's helpful for you. It's on suncolors.com. Yeah, check it out. If you want to read more about my art and myself and a little bit of Dante, you can check out LanaGoesArt.com too. There's a shop if you're interested in purchasing some original art, printed pieces or stickers. Here in the end you can see the stretched piece, the finished piece, and I hope you enjoyed the video and had a little bit of fun. If you have wishes or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day and stay safe. Bye.